are 25 weeks out, or I am 25 weeks out this week. Feeling very much back in routine and in a good spot, especially now that the stepper is in the garage, and the garage is kind of sorted in 95% complete. The big man very graciously let me grab one of the TVs from Flex. He'll be putting that up in the garage sometime this week. Putting another Fire Stick in it so I can watch whatever I want really when I'm doing cardio, which is fucking ideal. But there's been a fucking hot minute since I've used a stepper, and I forget how fucking hard they are. They're very similar to a Stairmaster, but the only difference is like you have to physically keep moving, otherwise it just stops. So, and Mike can vouch for me, it is hard. So yeah. was saying, I was distracted by the math competition. So I'm sure I was saying in the last video, one of the last videos, that I've adjusted the training split ever so much, so it's a bit of a higher density model of training, I guess would be the wording. So we're actually doing like one extra set for quads, but there's just more in them. And then still the same amount of hamstrings, there's just more in the sets. So 3 sets of calf raise, like toe press on the vertical leg press, which is pyramiding up each set, and then doing a massive drop set all the way down. If anyone asks me why the vertical press, there's many reasons, but it's the heaviest thing I can think of, the hardest thing I can think of that we have in the building. And straight leg curl, 3 sets there. First set's a straight set, second set's iso hold and the contraction, third set's an iso hold and the contraction, and then partials. And then now we're on to line leg curl, same again, 3 sets, but the last set's a cluster. So every movement there is something where we're trying to fuck each other up a bit. So, line leg curl's done. Now on to adductor. We'd usually do this at the start of the session, but someone's on it, so move on to the next one. Something I tell clients and folk recommend them to do is, like, obviously we don't all train in these fancy swanky private facilities. So if someone's on a piece of kit you're meant to be going on or using, move to the next one. It's not going to ruin your session. You're not going to be much weaker. Like, yes, is it lying? Probably. Is it the end of the world? No. Can you still make progress? Yes. It's like, no harm, no foul. So with this, it's one rest pause set, but to kind of like get more additional work in, I guess, we'll do 3 sets of 20 as warm-ups. It almost acts as like almost a pre-exhaust as well for the rest pause set. But I always feel like, depending on your insertions and how your legs look, you either need more adductor work or just enough, but you don't need to fill that gap. Like, if your insertions for your quads are quite complete and thick, you probably don't need a lot of adductor work. So like, that suits myself and Mike quite well, whereas I've got some other clients that kind of need to fill out the rest of the leg, but the adductor, just because of the way the quads insert, just the way their leg looks, it's just pot luck, it's your genetics, blame your parents.
I've been gone in a million flashes to do with the man in the masses. is always on my mind. And I'm gonna raise my kids in Penny Bridge and live here till I die. Gotta set it in motion, drink the ocean, ride and wave into the night. Down and down and down we go, down like dominoes. Down and down we go, down like dominoes. Down and down we go, down like dominoes. Down we go, down like dominoes.
Hip press done. Just on the after the adductor. The adductor set is just literally a simple rest pause. Nothing mental there. I found a kind of my gas tank gets emptied quick when it comes to, so I don't need to do much in that regard. I've never felt like I've got overly strong adductors like big Mr. Peters. And then the hip press, just 2 sets here. It's the only like normal, simple, straight set we do in this session. Just 2 straight sets. Obviously with the John Michael one, you can buy different parts. Movement. So I've got most of the plates on that bottom peg, and just a little on the top. Just so it is heavier in the hole. But it is it's such a good machine. We've been doing the pendulum, but it's a similar thought process I'm feeling, I feel, in this. The tricky thing will be in a few months when we get the Gimleco pendulum to not go back to the pendulum, so we shall see. It's probably one of the best things about training flex is there's so much like it, it's fucking silly. So, we've got 6 leg presses, for example. So, if you can't build your legs in here, you shouldn't be in a gym. legs is done, not long back home. Finished up with the FST7 on the leg extension. So this is like a Hani Rambod special. I used to do this for my chest years ago, about a decade ago, on cable flies, and it's a fucking bloody brilliant way to get a really good pump. So it's like 7 sets. I don't really do a specific rep range, I just do a rep number. So as soon as the 12th set's done, but between the sets you're stretching. So in the video you'll see Mike and I just going set to set, 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 set. So it did take us 7 minutes. But it's fucking fantastic. Like, we're not going heavy. I think last week we did 110 pounds on the Cybex leg extension. I think today we did 90 or 100, something like that. Not heavy at all, and just repping away. Like the last 2 sets I would describe as failure sets, because that's where I'm really having to focus and like fucking put a bit of a dent behind my leg. But the pump I'm getting off it is fucking silly, and I'm just keeping my legs really full, which is ideal. And then we finished up on kind of like a split squat variation on the Life Fitness, like horizontal leg press or pin loaded hack squat. I don't actually know the name of it. But now we've got a massive, huge 100-inch TV telly in the gym, and there's always bodybuilding stuff on it. Seen a video of the late great Sean Roden doing a session, a leg day with Charles Class, and they're using that exact leg press piece of kit, whatever you want to call it. And they're kind of sitting askew instead of saying like square, and they're kind of doing a single leg. And I was like, oh, that's more split squat-esque rather than a leg press. So I did that today because we're using that instead of the split squat, like with the safety squat bar. I felt far better, more glute engagement, a lot more like my side quad, which is exactly what I'm wanting out of that movement. And a lot of people will be like, oh, you can't really bias different parts of the muscle, yada yada yada. I get it, but I agree to disagree. It's way too late for me to come up with some reason as to why. But all in all, good leg day. I did plan to make today's video a vlog. Obviously you'll see that with the start of the video, but I got lazy. I didn't want to film myself eating chicken rice and sitting in my office doing check-ins, because that's a fucking boring day.